Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Abdul Syukur. Terima kasih. Metric number 058977. For the part B, there is crime against humanity. Crimes against humanity are widespread or systematic criminal acts which are committed by or on behalf of a authority, usually by or on behalf of a state that grossly violate human rights. Unlike war crimes, crimes against humanity do not have to take place within the context of wars, and they apply to widespread practice rather than acts which are committed by individuals. Although crimes against humanity apply to acts which are committed by or on behalf of authorities, they do not need to be part of an official policy, and they only need to be tolerated by authorities. The first prosecution for crimes against humanity took place during the Nuremberg trials, initially considered for legal use widely in international law following the Holocaust. A global standard of human rights was articulated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that is 1948. Political groups or states that violated or incite violation of human rights norms, as they are listed in the Declaration, are expression of the political pathologies which is associated with crimes against humanity. For the next, since the Nuremberg trials, crimes against humanity have been prosecuted by other international courts, for example by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, and the International Criminal Court, as well as by domestic court. The law of crimes against humanity has primarily been developed as a result of the evolution of customary international law. Crimes against humanity are not codified in an international convention, so an international effort to establish such a treaty led by the Crimes Against Humanity initiative is currently underway. Unlike war crimes, crimes against humanity can be committed during peace and war. They are not isolated or sporadic events because they are part of a government policy. Although the perpetrators do not need to identify themselves with this policy, they are part of a widespread practice of atrocities which is tolerated of or condoned by a government or a authority. War of aggression, war crime, murder, human experiment, including summary execution, the use of weapons of mass destruction, state terrorism or state sponsorship of terrorism, death squads, kidnapping and forced disappearance, the use of child soldiers, unjust imprisonment, enslavement, torture, rape, religious persecution, and other human rights abuses may reach the threshold of crime against humanity if they are part of a widespread or systematic practice. Okay, for the example of crimes against humanity is the Armenian genocide. The Armenian genocide was one of the greatest atrocities of the 20th century, an episode in which up to 1.5 million Armenians lost their lives. In this major new history, the renowned historian Raymond Kavorian provides an authoritative account of the region events and consequences of the years 1915 and 1916. He considered the role that the Armenian genocide played in the construction of the Turkish nation state and Turkish identity, as well as exploring the ideologies of power, rule, and state violence. Critically, he examines the consequences of the violence against the Armenians, the implication of deportation, and attempts to bring those who committed the atrocities to justice. Cavalier affords a detailed and meticulous record, providing an authoritative analysis of the events and their impact upon the Armenian community itself, as well as the development of the Turkish state. This important book will serve as an indispensable resource to historians of the period, as well as those wishing to understand the history of genocidal violence more generally. That's all from me. Thank you.